everybody, this is Lana Michelson from optiontoheal.com, and I'm here back on my tree again. Haven't seen it for a while, so it's nice to go out to see it tonight and spend some time with him. And today I want to talk to you about my mission statement. Now, I mentioned last time, mission statement was to make every person in the world happy, one person at a time, starting with myself. Now, where did that actually all come from? So, first of all, many years ago, when I was 17 years old, I was here in a women's college, and our class went on a class trip to speak to the head rabbi of Jerusalem, who at the time was Rav Shapira. And after he gave his talk and everything, he said, any questions? And me, with my high-end, philosophical 17-year-old self, asked him, what's the difference between the time when, got the Garden of Eden, when the Messiah comes, and when everyone will be resurrected or come back to life again? And he looked at me and he said, don't worry about all those things. The only thing you need to worry about is that you have to be happy. And at that time, I really didn't understand what he was talking about. And I kind of felt gypped because I thought, what the heck? I asked him a really good question, and why wasn't he answering my question? But that's what he left me with. And it wasn't until approximately 9 years ago, when I started with all this work, that I really started to understand what he meant about the only important thing that there is in this world is to be happy. Now, I've been doing a lot of work since then. I've been listening to a lot of people, such as Abraham Hicks and other speakers, Wayne Dyer and Robert G. Smith and many other ones. And what I came up with at the end of the day is that happiness brings everything else. Now, Robert G. Smith has a mission statement, which is to heal the whole world, 1% at a time, starting with himself, which is great. But I believe that when you are truly happy, truly unconditionally happy, everything else will come on its own. The healing will come on its own, the money will come on its own, the love will come on its own, everything will come on its own. Now, what do I mean by unconditionally happy? I mean, unconditionally happy is regardless of what's going on around you, regardless of your circumstances, if you can still find the happiness in everything, regardless of all that's around you, then you're there, then you've done it. Because once you start being affected by what your surroundings, it's no longer unconditional. And we want to be unconditional. Now, when I say unconditional, I do mean I can go into my memories, fish out happy memories, put myself into that place of happiness, and as I put myself in that place of happiness and I become happy, then that's okay. That's called unconditional, because regardless of what's going on around me, I can still be happy. Or if I can look at a situation and I can find what's good about it, what makes me happy about it, regardless if there's some stuff there that might not make me happy, that could also be considered unconditional, although it's a little bit more conditional because you're conditioning it on finding something. But learning that skill to find something that makes you happy regardless of what's going on, that you can always find the happy thing in it, is also a really useful skill to have, because it will keep you in a good place. And in the world according to Ilana, I really do believe that once you're able to create that inner happiness that nothing can topple down, and you're not doing it for any other reason besides being happy, everything else will come on its own. The money will come on its own, the love will come on its own, the people will come on their own, the house will come on its own, the car will come on its own, the job will come on its own, everything will come on its own. Anyway, I hope this made sense to you. So it makes sense to me, and that is my mission statement, to make the whole world happy, 1% at a time, starting with myself. And as I make myself unconditionally happy and I leave that mark on every person who I meet, I believe I'm spreading that happiness to them. And even if they're not yet ready to accept it, at some point, the same way that that rabbi affected me, told me that thing, and I didn't quite get it till around how many years later, I can still feel it now. And so it's okay. As long as I left the mark, and then someday it'll open up to them, that's the only important thing. Anyway, have a great evening. Hope you're all doing well, had a great weekend. I had a very restful one. And remember, everything's always going your way, everything's always going my way, everything's always going everybody's way. Have a great day. Oh yes, and by the way, like down below, makes me feel really good. And if you're watching this on YouTube, also give a subscribe button and press the bell notification so that you'll get notified every time there's a new video. Take care.